Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Friendzone podcast. I am Cody, who is, as always, just here, and I am joined today by the host of the podcast, Connor.
Yes, sir.
And the editor, Kyle.
Yo, what it do?
And it's quite interesting, guys, because
fuck?
they have me doing the intro for this podcast. This is we're talking about financing in this podcast. And I am the only one here, and I am in debt.
I should have did the intro.
Yeah.
So how did we let you, of all people, do the intro?
How did that happen? How did that happen? Why am I the?
Because you're awful with finances.
So why am I saying the intro then?
Punishment
is I get to do the intro. Oh, okay.
No, punishment is you get to edit it
intros.
all. You get to edit and do everything for it.
What are you talking about? No. You have the editor.
You have the Cody.
I am just here. I am just here for the ride. That is what
you are.
Yes, exactly. Kyle's
Quiet.
the editor. So
Quiet.
The adults are
You're just
speaking
here.
now.
Remember that. You're in the corner in a chair. Speak when spoken to.
yes.
Okay. Ma'am, who the hell you calling ma'am?
Who?
Cares. Got bitch.
Get fucked. Dude, I was when we were playing Valorant yesterday, I screwed that kid up by saying that.
You did.
I was like, wait,
Oh.
when? Did I ask?
Valorant.
Who?
Okay. Guys, we're talking about financing, not Valorant, Kyle.
It wasn't even the Valorant had nothing to do with it.
You mentioned Valorant.
It had nothing to do with it. It was the kid that I absolutely
We've already talked about. We got
destroyed.
financing. We got to get straight into the financing info.
Yeah, let's
So,
get straight
we'll let
into
Connor-
your
we'll let Connor go
dumbass
straight into
ideas on loans, Cody.
Yeah, don't take out a loan. Do not take out a loan. I highly regret that decision. I should have probably just been saving up for the car or not bought the car in general.
Yeah,
but
especially when you already have a car that works perfectly fine.
valid point. It does. I'm putting some money into it, but yeah, it could have lasted me a while. But
You've put money in because you've crashed into a
I
snowbank.
did crash. Kyle, what happened to your first car?
My first car?
Yeah, where's your first car?
You know, in some junkyard somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. No.
Who hasn't crashed their first vehicle? Well, yeah, I guess.
Connor,
mine was kind of. But then my dad actually absolutely trashed it.
Certain mailbox, Connor.
Yeah, dude, you gotta watch when they run in the road.
Connor,
Funny, that could have killed me. If
Connor,
it would have went through the driver's side, it would have absolutely ripped my head off, so.
Connor, don't you just hate it when mailboxes grow legs and just jump out in front of you?
Dude, they do that all the time.
I
But
know.
anyway, finance.
Yeah. Yes. So, guys, do not take out a loan. There's only one time I think we can all agree when taking out a loan is okay, and that is when you get a what?
Mortgage.
And what does that have to be?
15-year.
15-year
fixed rate.
Fixed rate. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You go if you don't do fixed rate, you're just stupid. I'm sorry. You're just dumb.
Because the bank makes
I'm
it
gonna
to-
do a balloon mortgage. That means that you just have no brain cells. I'm sorry. If you do a balloon you have no brain cells.
Like, it comes down to, like, a fixed rate means the rate that they have is set in stone.
And it won't go up or
And
down.
don't refinance. You think you should refinance? Don't refinance. That just makes it. You're just paying even more money.
Yeah, like, when you, like, they, like, try and make it to where, oh, yeah, the rate will go down or up, and it will benefit you.
The only time that you ever refinance is if your fixed rate is, so say you're at like 4% interest rate, and the interest rate now is at, like, if it goes down to like 2%, refinance, get on that 2% interest rate. That's the only time you ever should.
Well, I'd say otherwise, or if you're on a 30-year mortgage.
Or if you're on a 30-year, you haven't been on it very long,
Yeah.
refinance to a 15.
Yes, because in the end, like, if you have a 30-year, you will pay so much in interest, and it's crazy how much you'll pay.
Yeah, you
compared to the
may
15-year.
have a lower monthly payment, but you'll be paying for twice as long and like I don't even know what is it.
The
How much? As much? Like
a lot.
it's
Like,
a lot in
you could've-
interest.
Yeah, the interest adds up to where you could have probably gotten like a new car.
So say your home value is, we'll go 300,000, just because it'd be easier.
Are you calculating it right now?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, let's see. 15 year. About to say it may, like you may not. For the 15 years of you having that mortgage, you may not be able to like go on vacations as much, or like be able to get as much nice
So
things
you
as
have a
what
$300 house and 50,000
But
down payment.
in the end, you realizing that 15 years after this, when your 15 years is up, you have 15 years where you will have saved money compared to when you have your 30 year, to where you can get those nice things. And you may not be able to get them now, but like Dave Ramsey says, wait for it. Wait, you'll have a much better feeling in the end.
You gotta
like,
live
for
like no one
waiting.
else, and make these financial what's it called, sacrifices now, so you can live and give like no one else in the future.
Mm-hmm. Words of Dave Ramsey. I've watched this video a couple days ago. I forget which one I was watching, or I was not watching videos. I was just listening. It was the what one? It was the Live Like No One Else video.
I was watching it with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I said a brain fart there. We were all watching it, and I don't know his voice.
He's
has,
got
like,
he has the most distinct voice. Like if you hear him, like I could always pick him out based off his voice.
And when like it's just like hearing stuff come from him, it like I don't know what it is, but like just hearing him like when he talks about financing, it just clicks like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the way when he says it, he knows how to say information to get it across to you. Like
So if you had a value of a home at 300,000, your down payment was 60,000, and an interest rate of 4 on a 30-year fix, your first year, your interest would be 9,000, and your principal would be 4,000. So you'd pay 4,000 off from 9,000. Yeah, it's bad.
You'll just be stuck paying the interest, and you won't be able to get to the principal. I mean, it's
yeah, you'll just be paying for the interest itself in the end. That's it, and you won't be paying the mortgage off in itself. So you
would be paying more interest than the actual principal for almost 15 years. 13 years you would pay more interest than you would be paying off principal.
That's crazy.
On a 30-year.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid.
That's how the banks get you, dude. You know, the banks make a ton of fucking money.
Yeah.
Banks are shady. Big banks bad.
Go with small local banks.
Small local banks are your best bet.
Yeah. But I'd say, like, for, like, savings and doing all kinds of stuff like that, yeah, local banks, no. But I'd say you maybe, like, what is that? I've noticed that with some, like, bigger banks, like, with you, like, putting for...
That
like,
and the hidden fees and stuff like that, just to use, like, just to be with them, it's insane.
Banks are there to make big money.
Like
That's
Bank of America,
they don't care about you.
American Express,
they don't care how you
Capital One, all of those are just, they are going to fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a shit.
If you were listening to this and you have your money in a big bank, go switch as soon as possible.
Yeah.
They'll try to give you incentives to stay. Don't listen to them.
Small local trusted bank does the job just as fine, just as well.
It may, like, with, like, getting interest, like, you having your money in there, it may not give you a lot of interest for you having your money in that bank as you would in a bigger bank, but
you'll save the money off of paying. You won't have to pay stupid ass fees.
With credit card, or not credit cards, sorry, debit cards.
Just to own a
dude, they have so many
card.
hidden fees in there with debit cards. Like if you go over a certain amount,
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah,
and our bank, how much do you pay for your debit card?
0.
Same.
Yeah.
There is a small yearly fee, very small yearly fee for like being at the bank. That bank.
That's
it's so
stupid.
small. It's insignificant. It's insane. There's
they should
Yeah.
not. You should not be paying them to store your money.
Mm-hmm.
You should not have to pay a small yearly fee to have a debit
Well, it
card.
ain't even small. It's not
do that.
small. It's fucking big. It adds up.
It
They
adds
just
up over time. Yeah.
they just
Okay, so let's get on to a more sort of helping people. I think.
yeah.
And one main thing I think we should talk about are Dave Ramsey's baby steps.
Exactly. Yes.
Where's my book?
I have that pulled up.
We are
right
not
now.
taking any credit for this information we're giving you. By the way, this
Dave
is all
Ramsey's
from Dave Ramsey. 100%.
Dave Ramsey's website will be in the top link down
We'll
below.
put his website in the description. Yes, has everything. If you're having money problems right now, watch his podcast and go to this. Go to his website.
We'll put his website down in the description below. It'll be the first link you see. So if you do
So let's go to baby step number 1.
exactly.
Number 1 is you have to save $1,000. Okay.
Oh wait. Unless you are making less than 20,000 a year, then you have 500.
Well, most people
are
would
making more
make
than 20.
20
I know, but-
is like minimum wage.
Like yeah. I wouldn't even say that. I was making minimum wage at my IGA, and I wasn't even making that. I was
Full
only
time
making-
minimum wage.
But were you making
Full
40
time,
hours?
yeah,
a
You
week?
weren't full time.
I know, but I'm saying like this is going for. I'm saying people out there who are not working 40 hours a week and working full time. This could just be.
Then they're not
You're just
working
in
full
I have
time.
a $1,000 savings fund.
Oh, I did either way.
$1,000
saying.
starter emergency fund. That's baby step number 1.
And there's one reason he has that. Everything, because
Repairs
I
now.
watched a lot of stuff. He wants to make you feel uncomfortable.
Tight.
I
Yeah.
watched one of the podcasts. I can't remember which episode it was, but the reason he has it at 1,000 is so you feel uncomfortable. He doesn't want to make you feel comfortable with a big savings account and
Holy
paying
shit,
off
you have
debt. You want to
$1,000.
you want to feel tight. You want to feel like, oh
You're
crap,
broke.
how am I gonna get this, pay off the stuff this month and live on $1,000? That is just you save that and you keep it there. You don't mess with it.
Yeah, make sure it's not one of those where it's not hooked up to your debit card.
It's a savings account.
Yes, don't.
Emergency.
Yes, like if anything, you will just have to create another savings account and just put that money in there strictly for that. Don't put it with your spending savings account because you'll be like, oh, that's right, I have $1,000 here I can spend. No, that's money that you are supposed to be saving up for your car breaks down. You go to the emergency room, have to pay the emergency bill. Something happens and you need money. That's what this account's for. It's
And
not for.
this account is to help you through step 2, which is paying off your debt.
I'm on step 2. Let's go.
I am on step 3, which
Same.
I'm not doing very well right now.
Step
Well,
3.
But,
you're not working right now. That's which is kind of hard.
And we're not living on our own right now too. So
Yeah.
that starts when we get like on our I'd say on our own. Like,
But the good news
apartments
with
and
us
stuff.
guys is that we have learned this in high school and have brought it with us, or continue to learn this. Like me, I was a dumb fuck and failed step 2.
But you had 2 people that convinced you.
Oh no, I knew as soon as I I saw the first 250 come out of my account. I'm like, why the fuck did I do this? Why did I say yes to this? It's like,
So-
yeah, I have a cool car, but at what cost? The bank owns me in a sense, pretty much now.
They
You're
do.
broke.
Yeah.
You owe someone else money. Until that's paid off, you're broke.
Yeah.
You owe someone else money.
Mhm.
So right now in this period, he wants you to put everything. You keep your savings out of the way, and you put everything to paying off your debt through the debt snowball. Somebody else want to explain the debt snowball, or do you need me to?
I can go ahead and kind of explain just a little bit of how the debt snowball works. So, the debt snowball is basically the method in how you're going to pay off this debt. Obviously, it's you start off you start off with something that is small, that you pay off, like the smallest thing you have that you need to pay off. The smallest debt you have, whether it doesn't even matter what it is, whatever the smallest thing is, you're going to pay that off first, and you're going to and then you're going to go in increasing size.
Okay, so this is if you have more than one debt.
Yeah,
Yes.
obviously, if you only have one, then that's the thing you're going to pay off.
So yeah, like Kyle's saying, you list your debts out from smallest to largest, and you pay minimum payments on the first debt.
Yeah.
And then after you get the first debt paid off using minimum payments, you do minimum payments for the next debt, but you bring the other minimum payments from the last debt you paid off over. So it's more or less saying, so the minimum payment you had for the previous loan you had, you bring that to the next one.
Mm-hmm. You're slowly building.
You're pretty much creating a snowball in a sense. That's why it's called that. You start with like a little pack of snow, and you roll it, and eventually it just starts like you're going downhill. Just picture you're going downhill. It just gets bigger and bigger, and then eventually it just starts speeding up, and eventually you quickly can become debt free. This is the fastest way.
That is the quickest way.
The reason that Ramsey talked about this, why he has you put the smallest one first, is so you get a little joy. Like you're not paying off your big one first.
It gives you motivation.
It gives you motivation because
motivation.
It doesn't matter if it's like only like $400. You just paid off 1 year of loans. That's less money coming out of your pocket each month. You still have other debts to pay, but you get a little pride and you just get a little motivation because you just paid off some of your debt and you slowly are working your way towards becoming debt free.
If you don't have debt right now, don't go in debt. That's bad.
Don't be a Cody.
Don't be Cody.
Don't be Cody.
You never want to be a Cody. You don't want to be just here, guys. Don't want to be just here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there's people that have paid over $200,000 off in like 13 months.
It's insane.
It's insane.
It's tried and true.
Live with
debt
a $0 budget. $0 budget. You got to get your budget on track. Make sure you have those budgets set in.
Do you want me to explain them what a $0 budget is, Connor? Do you got it?
Yes, you can explain.
Yeah, you can go.
All right, so a $0 budget is where you take your expenses for the month. Isn't it a month?
Everything. Your money. You take all your money that you earn, and then all your expenses.
That's why I got it. Okay, so let's just say you're going with your 2-week period here, where you just got your paycheck, and you have your expenses. You're gonna go through with your paycheck and make a spot where have a name for every single dollar that you have. Like, let's say you have to put some money in the savings, money towards gas, money towards groceries, money towards electricity bills, all that. To where after you get done putting all that money places, you are left with $0 left from what you just got paid. So what that there is that you now know that, I have no money left to spend on just going out and buying something random that wasn't in my budget before. This right here is allowing it to where you, as every dollar has a place to go, to where you are not going to go out and buy stuff randomly. Because I was watching one of Dave Ramsey's episodes where this lady was having just a really shitty day. Her car broke down to where she was late for work, and then she was late to her kid's babysitter, to where she had to stay at work late, and then she had to pick her kids up late from the babysitter, and so she had to pay the babysitter more because she was late, and then the kids were screaming on the way home, and they went to McDonald's. So she eventually gave in, went to the ATM, got money from McDonald's. Her taking out $20 costed her over $200 in fees for her just for her taking out $20. Because every single spot had every single one of her dollars was already used in a place. So that just shows you that if you do this budget, you have to stick with it. You have to stick with it and be disciplined for it. Because this budget is going to help you so much.
It's pretty much like training a dog, more say, with treats. So like when you're first training a dog, it's like you try to get them to do tricks, and it's hard. I'm going to use this as an example so everybody relates to it. It's hard. It's like you sit, they don't sit. Sit, you don't sit. Sit, they don't sit. So that's when you bring the treats in. So you do your $0 budget for the first couple months. It's going to be difficult. It's like training a dog. But eventually it'll get to the point where you get it done, you sit down to do the expenses for next month, and you're like, oh, I have a little bit extra money. So then you can adjust, you can start putting it in different places, like your savings account, this and that. You start learning how to adjust all your payments to get it to where living is not bad. I mean, it trains you to be more responsible with your money, not irresponsible. Don't go out and like your kids beg. You gotta stick with it. If you stick with it, eventually, like I said, you'll train your dog. You'll get it to where it can do flips, it can do tricks. You stick with that budget, it'll allow you to do much more with your money.
And it won't work at first. Like Dave Ramsey said, you were going to probably be doing this budget for
a budget takes a couple tries.
Yeah,
you're not going to get it if you get it down on your
months before you somewhat get it.
Getting it on your first try, it doesn't happen a lot. So it's gonna take. It's obviously if you're not familiar with a budget, it is gonna take a while. You just have to make sure you stick with it and follow through, and you'll see the results.
Yeah,
and then
you also gotta not give in to peer pressure. You just gotta stick with it. Know that every dollar has already been used, and you can't do anything about it to change it. Because if you do that, then the budget you just made is worthless. You have to stick with the plan that you just set in place.
And that kind of
there's apps out there and stuff that can help you.
Oh yeah, Dave Ramsey has his own app, his own budget app.
Every dollar, I believe it's called.
He also has every dollar. He also has things on his website where you can print out
sheets and stuff.
Yeah, he has like one where you name out all your expenses, and it will go down all the way to zero. But Kyle, what were you about to say before me and Connor both interrupted you?
Well, I was just gonna say like paying off your debt and doing this budget kind of gets us into the next baby step. And that's baby step. That's baby step number 3, and that is saving 3 to 6 months of expenses for your now fully funded emergency fund. And this is a little bit different than your starter one. Obviously, it's 3 to 6 months of expenses.
This is right after you have.
This is your rainy day. This is your rainy day fund, in essence, basically.
This is preparing you for like what's
when
gonna happen.
Step 2, pay off your debt. That your house is not included. Your house is separate.
Your house is separate.
Your house is separate. This is just like car payments, credit cards, private loans, your phone,
student loans,
all student loans, everything paid off. So now, like, you get into step 3. After you have everything paid off, you feel a sense of relief. Okay, you worked hard, you saved money, you didn't go on vacations, you didn't do all this. You're like, wow, man,
beans
this
and rice,
like
rice
you,
and beans.
Yeah, you're during that. You're like, wow, this really sucks. I can't do anything. But it's it's the feeling after that. Then you save your 3 to 6 months for anything that can happen, emergencies, everything. So a normal family, it'd probably be around 25,000, 3 to 6 months. And like in cases like this epidemic we're in right now, like
perfect.
Corona, Dave Ramsey was like in his podcast, he was saying, yeah, I know there's people out there hurting, but people who've listened to me aren't hurting. They're not hurting right now. They were prepared. They had their 3 to 6 months of expenses. So right now they're doing fine. If they lost their job, they actually have enough money saved up to pay all their taxes, food,
everything,
all their bills, everything. They have all the money they have to do to pay it off.
Yeah,
they were prepared.
Like this started in what, January, but it really didn't kick in until I'd say
March.
February,
mid-March is when they started doing
let's just say
lockdown.
March. They would be good until what?
Well, 6 months from the
September?
3rd month. 9,
They'd be good till
you'd be
August to September.
That's
They'd be good. They could last until then.
Just with their money that they have saved up.
Yeah, that shows you that like these people out here, like they're saying that the unemployment rate is on the rise. People are starting to freak out with everything.
People that have this step done aren't freaking out. They're like, okay, we're fine. We have the money saved up. We're not worrying. I mean, because most epidemic don't last 6 months. Nothing ever lasts 6 months. That's the reason he has that 6 months.
Six
It's
is
because
the cap.
yeah, 6 is the cap because it's not necessary after that. Nothing's gonna last 6 months. I mean, that's just how it's gonna be. I mean, yeah, you get laid off or something. If it really takes you more than 6 months to get back into a stable job, that's just sad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, even like if something like this happened with unemployment after this closes, I mean,
jobs are going to be opening back up. It's not
yes,
like they're
jobs
just
will be opening.
disappearing.
Yes.
Right now, there is still jobs. People like.
And the best thing in this, after you get this 3 to 6. Oh, sorry, Cody. I just heard you.
Okay, so like right now, people are saying are getting unemployed and all that right now. Well, I get it that you just lost your job that's making you a good amount of money, but if you're looking at the big picture here, you're wanting to still be ahead and not have to worry about getting unemployment and all that. There are still places out there that are hiring. Grocery stores, like the central places are still open right now. A lot of people have actually quit those places because of Corona. And I've gone into Hy-Vee. I've gone to I've seen McDonald's. I've seen Menards. All kinds of places with we are needing workers because
just looking for summer jobs. Yeah,
Well, no, I'm just saying right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
Warehouse places are like when they lost their workers. That's a problem because when this is going, what some families are doing. Like we're renovating stuff. When my dad they have time off. They work in less hours. My parents are, so they're like, let's do stuff around the house. So they go to those places like Menards or Home Depot. Those places are booming right now. Like people are going in, like renovating, buying painting their houses. I mean, recarpeting. People are doing that stuff, and they're buying a lot. That's why you see those Lowe's and all those places packed.
Yeah, Menards, Lowe's, and Ace are and Home Depot are making. This is their wet dream right now. They're making a ton of money.
So I get it. Some of you're like, I have such a good job. I'm making 80 to 90,000 a year or more. Why would I want to go work there? Swallow your pride. It's only for a short period of time you'd be doing this.
Just a part-time job, just to keep your expenses.
Just a part-time job. To stay ahead. Like I remember Dave Ramsey talking about this for step 2, which was paying off your debt. He's like, it was a school teacher. He was paying off some of his debt and was delivering pizzas on the weekends or after school, and he said that he delivered a pizza to one of his students. Just imagine how awkward that would be. Delivering a pizza to your student.
I'd just be like, I'm trying to get my debt paid off. I mean, that's all you can say.
I know, but just the world we live in today.
That and don't care what everyone else is doing, because what everyone else is doing is dumb. They're broke.
Yeah,
they're gonna think you're weird.
Like, I need to go to this college. Go to the college that you can afford. Don't go to the one you want to. Go to the one you can afford.
Because most of the time, as soon as you get out of college, the job that you want is not going to be waiting there for you. You're going to be.
They aren't going to look at this application. This person graduated from this school. This person graduated from here. They aren't going to be like this person over this one.
It's just what your degree is in. It doesn't matter where you go necessarily.
Yeah,
unless you're a lawyer, a doctor, or something like that, it really doesn't matter where
Not
exactly
even doctors. They look at your skill. Because you got
and your experience.
Your experience. If you have more experience and more you're actually decent at doing stuff. Because when you're done with doctor school, there's the classes you take where you intern and you you're hands-on. If you're good at doing hands-on stuff, hospitals will look at you and be like, "Man, this guy's really good at this type of stuff. We should hire him."
He has experience in
an
internship.
But if someone right out of Harvard that just did okay through that, didn't do the best, they're gonna pick the guy who did better. That's how jobs are gonna look.
Yeah, just comes down to, yeah, because what I was discussing there was that like 9 times out of 10, unless you have done like an internship or in college, or you already have a job like lined up with most of the time when you go out of college, your job is not exactly going to be there waiting for you. Like the job, like you just got done with college, you have your degree for a special job. Like most of the time, you're not gonna get that job right off the bat. You're gonna have to go to a different job that doesn't even have any use of the degree you
Well,
have.
that really just depends what you're going into. But the real statistic, really, to go off of is I'm gonna look it up right now because it's a very high percentage of people who go into college and their job afterwards has nothing to do with their degree. So it's not always like going to college isn't always the answer. And I'm gonna take a little bit of snippet from what's his name, Gary V, because he's kind of radical. He says a lot of off the wall shit, but I think a couple of things he says are pretty good, like your self awareness. Like you need to be self aware. If you hate school and you're bad at school and you're not doing so well in high school, college obviously isn't the thing for you. He goes, you need to be self aware and know what you're good at, and once you find that, you find a high income skill. If maybe that is through college, maybe that's through the trades, maybe that's just entrepreneur, that maybe that's like something, it doesn't matter. It just needs to be a high income skill. But knowing yourself, self-awareness, knowing what you are good at and what you like to do it's going to help you, because if you're really bad at school and your parents send you off to the University of UCLA and you're paying 50 grand a year and you come out and you're a garbage man for the rest of your life when you just got something in like communications and spent 300K,
garbage people actually make really good
they
money.
make more than a teacher. They make more than the average teacher on average.
Most garbage people make $80,000 to $90,000. It's hard. It's hard work, but they make good money doing that. I mean, that's you can easily live off that. Just being smart with your money.
You could live off of what was it? You could say you could live off of like 40,000 a year.
If you're smart with
it. Yeah, you could live out with 40,000 a year. Retire very well with just 40,000.
Yeah, definitely.
But the thing is, you have to start now, which is another thing we'll be talking about down the line because we were on what, step 3?
We're done with step 3.
Right about step 3 is when you can start like if you need a new couch, you have the spending money, go buy a new couch. This is the steps where he goes, you deserve it. If you want something, go get it right now. If you have the money for it.
Save up for it. Save up for it.
I mean, yeah, save up for it. If you have the money, pay for cash. Don't have a credit card. If you have the money to save up for, this is like Dave Ramsey, these are the steps where he's like, I mean, you worked hard, you got all your debts paid off, save up for something. If you have the money to, go buy it. I mean, there's nothing stopping you. I mean,
you're ahead, you have no debt, you have the money.
All you have is your car, all you have is your house payment left. I mean,
and you have your other normal expenses, but yeah, all you have left is your house pretty much.
I found the statistic, by the way. It is the study from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York found that only 27% of college graduates work in a field related to their major, which is actually insane.
That's a fourth, but
that's only a fourth of people.
And that doesn't include like what I was talking about with as soon as you graduate, you go straight into your job.
It just depends on what you're going into.
Yeah, but it's
because some are waiting for you.
It's low percentage. It's lower than that.
It just it varies. That varies on what thing you're in. As far as say I wanted to do like nursing and something like that. I don't know if that would be a job would be like waiting for me, or what's it called? It's LEJA, like the law enforcement. Like maybe a job's not waiting for me, just like we're already there. But like with my major, in the past 3 years, cybersecurity is pretty new to Western, And ever since they've implemented it as a major, most students, it's 100% like job placement, because in their juniors and senior years, mostly senior years, they get offers from places because they've done internships and stuff. So in that case, that's a special case, because I'm sure there's a ton of majors that don't even have that, where they get offers from like jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
That was the appeal for me
what
too.
I was just saying was that most of the time with you when you graduate, unless you're having like an internship or like it's a new field, or like you're like law enforcement or something like that, where yeah, you're pretty much going to, I'm saying like with most people, you're not going to graduate going right into your job.
And
Like,
not
there's
into your
time-
dream job. Yeah, you're gonna
not
have
into your dream job, not into the job where you just got your degree for. I'm saying is you're gonna be working at a different job just until an opening comes up for that. That's what I was meaning there. Like I'm saying that. And a lot of also what I want to get into this is, don't go into the job just because of the money.
Yeah.
Like,
Do something you like.
A lot of
Exactly.
people do that. There's a lot of people at my school that are only doing
Yes.
stuff for the money.
would you? Yeah, you are making. Let's say you want to be a doctor because you make a shit ton of money. Well, yeah, you're making 100.
But if
100K
you're
plus.
miserable at doing that, you're not gonna live a good life.
You know, if
Yeah,
I
no.
wanted to go just for the money, I would go into supply chain management instantly. No doubt in my mind, supply chain management, it is it's crazy. At Western, that's also one of the highest job placements. And they make a lot of money. People who work supply chain management, obviously we know people who work at John Deere, and supply chain management is huge, and they make so much money. Like if it came down to money, like I'd choose that.
Yeah, because let's see, would you rather be making 100K a year, being absolutely miserable, hating every single day you went to work, or doing doing your dream job that you wanted to? You might not make a lot of money, but every single day you go into that job, the smile on your face, knowing that you are happy to be at your job. I wouldn't give a shit, honest, personally. I would not want to be working every single day in a place that I absolutely hate and making good money. That wouldn't even out for me, personally. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I would rather be doing my dream job where I enjoy it.
Unless I could retire in
Definitely.
20 years, then maybe. But it would have to take they would have to take a very, very large chunk of money, and even then, probably still wouldn't go into it.
Let's go into the next.
The
baby
next step, which is
Okay,
baby step
which is
number
I just
4.
want to hear what your input on that, Connor, is.
Input on what?
On
Would
baby
you rather
step
be
number
doing-
4.
Fine. I was gonna get Connor's input on
Well,
that.
guess what? We are at 37 minutes, and we're only on baby step number 4.
Okay, fine.
I'll say the one thing. I mean, I would definitely 100% work somewhere I would love instead of money.
Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to hear.
Money is definitely not everything. But anyway, investing. In order to make
15%.
this all happen, like say you have a low paying job, like you're working around 50 grand a year, 60 grand a year. I mean and you max out at that. You're like, I can never become a millionaire. That is false. 100% false. I'm sorry. So you got looking for investments. Mutual funds are 100% the way to go. Roth IRAs, mutual funds and Roths are insane. You can make so much money on that. 401ks, IRAs, 403s, etc. All amazing. The reason you want to look for the correct mutual funds is that's the best way you can grow money. So say you make 60 grand a year, you do your budget, you have extra money at the end of the year. You have some extra money. You want to invest it. You find a good mutual fund. Never single stocks are horrible. If you think single stocks are good, no. Don't ever do single stocks. It can tear you down so fast. On one of Dave Ramsey's podcasts, there was a guy who had 80,000 he spent in single stocks. bought 80,000 worth of stocks. Those stocks went down to like 90 cents, and he bought them at $3 or something like that.
Oof, yeah. Smart.
Absolutely lost all his money. He was talking. I mean, don't ever do that. That is such a stupid idea. It's mutual fund. So what a mutual fund is they take a bunch of stocks and they put it all into one. So you get a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
It's diversification.
Don't put all your eggs. Yeah, diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, as Dave Ramsey says. And mutual funds tend to have a higher rate of return. Yeah, it might take longer for your return. It will definitely take longer, but I mean, there's people that start living off their investments. Like, it gets to the point where you can retire at the age of like 50 something and just live the interest you make off of invest. I mean, it's insane. So let's say we'll put my current age in or actually we'll do 25. If you're 25, and you want to retire at the age of, let's say, 60. You want to. So far, you have. So you're 25. You probably only have 15 grand invested. We'll say 15 grand. Monthly, let's say you contribute. You're like, I really want to do this. Put 200. Let's say $250. $250. I'm on an investment calculator. It's all on Dave Ramsey's website. Your annual return, let's just say, right now it's about 12, or we'll say 12%. 12% is what it is about unrated returns. You calculate this out. By that time you want to retire, okay? So you started with, you initially have 15,000 saved up. You contribute $250 each month. You have extra $250. By the end, in 35 years, this was just 35 years, you want to retire at the age of 60, you will have $2,587,000.
Connor, change that to 20.
Age 20?
Yes, 5-year difference.
You double that. Almost, yeah, you double that. 4,720.
See, the key point right there, guys, is to
Start early.
Start early. Another thing is, if you check with your whoever you're working, check with your employer, and see if they have like a 401k plan, and see if they what is it? I'm drawing.
And if you add 100, so if you add 100 to how much you contribute 350, which isn't monthly. So someone calculate that for the end of the year, however much that would be in the end of the year you invest. Okay, if you're 20, you want to retire at the age of 60, and you contribute 350 each month. At the end, you'd have $6 million. $6 million.
To retire with, yeah.
And that's going off of just the average rate of return. Isn't that 12%?
Yeah,
that's average.
And also thing to remember is that with some employers, they will match you to a certain percent. So that's one thing you really got to check with your employer, is that to see if they will match you to a certain percent. Like, I'm going to put 5% of each paycheck into my 401k. Check and see, your employer says that they will match you with that. So then you're putting in a decent amount of money into your 401k there. So you got to check with your employers to see if they will match you to a certain percent. Always check that. And then once you do leave that company, take your retirement with you.
Make sure you transfer it. Don't take it out. Don't take it out. Transfer it.
Yeah, no, transfer. Yes, that's what I meant.
And so, also, if you gave up, say, you gave up coffee, which adds another $128 you could
that's another big
put
thing
towards it. If you got rid of coffee by the end of so you would add another $1.5 million. 15 or 1.5 million would be added if you gave up coffee every month.
And it's not even like giving up coffee as a whole, just buying that coffee from somewhere every day. making it at home, you can buy something for pretty cheap and make like multiple pots of coffee, and it's so much cheaper. It may not taste
Yeah,
exactly the
like
same, but sometimes you
at
got to
the
make sacrifices for later.
at the bottom of the what Connor's talking about there is at the bottom of the thing. It says, "What if I?" It's like save an extra $100 per month, or like gave up daily coffee, or gave up weekly restaurant visits. Like restaurant visits, though, like the one I was looking at was my age is 19. I retired at like just say 67. 500 was I started with at a 200 a month at 12%. I retired with 6 or not 6 million. And if I gave up going to a restaurant weekly, it double what I pretty much just put in, which is absolutely insane. It's just insane what small things can add down the line. It may not look like a
I
lot,
want to retire at that age.
but in the long term, it will add up to something, which it just comes to you personally willing to put in the effort. Because the problem with today's society is that it now has to happen now. It can't be. A lot of people don't like to wait for something. It has to be quick and fast. That's all.
So if I started my Roth today, I have 1,500 set aside for it. I'm going to start it here soon, and let's say if I contribute $50 a month, I could potentially do that right now. For right now, if I just kept that track, I want to retire at 56. I would have $500,000 at the age of 56, just with $50. Started with 1,500. That's with 50. But that would be like for a while until I get a good stable job, and then I'm gonna try to put in, let's say, 450. Set aside $450 a month for my retirement.
Half a mil to what?
$500,000 to 3.8 million.
That's a good chunk of money there. That's a good chunk of money.
And that's retiring at 56.
So before we move on to the next baby step, everyone, depending on whatever age you are watching this, start thinking about retirement. Doesn't matter if you are 19 years old or you are 30 years old.
Start as early as possible.
Yeah,
Obviously, get done the other baby steps first, but once that is complete, make sure you start. It makes a difference. It really does.
Yes,
Time really makes
that's like with the Ben and Arthur, which you guys keep talking. I'm going to go get the book for that real quick.
All right, and yeah, I mean that's basically the essence of baby step 4 is starting retirement, 15% of your household income. Start early. Make the sacrifices.
You start investing.
Yeah, you'll make
invest. Work hard at it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next step you would get to is college. Don't put a punishment on your kids. You plan to have kids, start saving for their college. There's funds out there that give interest for college accounts, so you can set it up to when they get 18, they can access the money.
Mm-hmm. So it's untouchable.
Yeah, make it to where if they want to go to college, they can go to the college they want to, and make sure they can afford it. I mean, you give them that money, that helps them so much. That prevents them from having a debt starting out.
Mm-hmm.
It allows, even if your kid doesn't decide to go to college and goes to through
trades
or something, they have a huge chunk of money to start their life out with.
Mm-hmm.
They have all this money that, I mean, people are like, well, that gives their kids too much freedom. No, it doesn't. You know what?
If you do a good job teaching them and raising them,
if you teach your kid smart enough, I mean, with that chunk of money, that just starts them off on a way better track. It can help them so much through life. I mean, that kid could probably, once he gets through trades, he has that chunk of money. You can put that at a down payment and own and have a house bought, or have a huge down payment on a house that he could just buy and then have a mortgage.
Yeah, and with the step, what would you guys say here? Like, if you're doing these steps already and you are like 25 years old, what would you say? I forget. Did Dave say you could skip over this step? if you don't have kids or anything like that, and
Well, if
that's
you're not
gonna
gonna
happen,
have
bro,
kids,
if you're planning on not
yeah,
having kids at all, you can
or
just
or if you're not even worried about that yet, I'd say if you're like 21 and looking at this, and you're on baby step like 5, I technically say you wouldn't have to worry about it
well,
yet, at
I would
least.
start
I would do it
because I plan on trying to have kids when I'm
relatively young.
27, 28, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Around there.
depends on if I find the right person.
Yeah. Well, I
Try
was
to
just saying that because if instead of doing the college thing right now, if you don't have kids yet, focus on getting your mortgage paid off on your house.
That's
Where then you
number
can
6. Yeah.
Yes.
But if you 100% want to have kids or gonna have kids, you might as well do your college. Get that started as soon as possible. That just leaves your kids more money.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Make
guess
sure
so.
You
that
can-
they don't have to ever struggle.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So.
So then step 6, just get your house paid off. Just
Mhm.
eventually you don't even have to
Pay
put
off the
everything
big
towards
debt.
it. Just
Pay
live
off
it.
the big debt.
Pay off the big debt. I mean, if you want to get it done, just go back to like step 2. Have all your 3 to 6 months set aside, and you want to get this house just gone, just done with. You just don't want to think about it. Work hard at it. Sacrifice some shit. Get it all paid off. Once you get your house paid off,
Yeah, you can just keep.
I mean, you're free. You're free. You don't have to worry about any more expenses. You don't have any car expense. All the money you get from now on goes into your investments, to your kids' college, and to just saving. You can go on. I mean, not having a payment every month or having to worry about that. All you have are your taxes, your electric bill, your water bill. You just live. You live,
And give.
and then you start giving. Yes, you give to
Yes.
people.
That's
Someone's in
number
trouble.
7.
Someone in your family, if they're having problems with money right now, don't be an asshole and be like, "Well, be like, hey, do you need some money right now? I can give you some money. I mean,
Don't
I'm doing
expect
fine."
anything out of it.
And don't
It's
be like, "Hey,
it's a
I want you
gift.
to pay
It's
me
not
back."
a loan.
It's a gift. It's not a loan. You're giving someone money. I mean, and like you see somebody who can't afford this right now, go buy them something. Like, give to people. Don't give the image to like these poor people that can't afford money or can't do well. Don't give millionaires a bad image. Go and like buy them something or give them something.
Don't be like the few millionaires, like Dave was talking about in one of at the end of this is like chapter 12 or something, like I forget what chapter it is when you're talking about this step, but he's like, I've seen nice millionaires and really asshole millionaires. I've seen millionaires who they see someone in trouble financially, they will help them out. They see someone that needs some help, like on the street with, they'll go buy them a meal or something. And you have the people out there be like, no, I earned this money. It's mine. I'm not giving it away. No.
That's one thing Dan Ramsey doesn't want you to do when he teaches you these things. Don't be an asshole.
He's teaching you how to do this so you can succeed in life with money, and he wants you to put it forward by helping others out, because that's what he just did. He just helped you out with this, so he wants you to continue on the tradition with this, which is helping others when they are in need. Guys, there is no when you're helping someone out, there is no better feeling than knowing that you just helped someone. I don't know if you guys have it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's
even on a small scale, even if it's just like maybe helping out your nearest homeless shelter or giving to a food drive or something. Charity. All of that.
Local schools.
It not only does it help them, but it also helps you feel good, and
it gives you also a better image.
Mm-hmm.
People see you and they're like, "Wow, he's a really nice, caring person. I'll be behind him. I will." I mean, it's crazy what helping people does for communities.
Mm-hmm.
Help your community out. Yes, that's another thing right there. Yeah, just.
I mean, you have the money. You're now if I this that most people, me and you would start becoming a millionaire. You mean you're a millionaire at the end of this step. You have the money.
I wouldn't say you're guaranteed a millionaire. You are a high chance of it.
If you do all the other steps, you're guaranteed to be a millionaire.
You're guaranteed a millionaire at step 7.
If you did all
Because
the
the
other steps,
equity
yeah.
of your house, you got to think the equity of your house also. You mean you have your house paid off. All that money is equity. So you own a $300,000 house right there. There's 300,000. You have 100 grand saved up. There's 450 grand in checking. In investments, you have several. You should have several
Then
million
your
in investments.
retirement should,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
true.
your
Then
investments
retirement.
with and then in retirement, you should you should have a big chunk.
See, in order to do this stuff, you need to be like no one else.
Determined.
People are like, you need to take out loans. You need good credit. You need that.
Loans are
Don't
normal.
be like
No.
Don't be like
loans.
me and
Don't
Yeah,
take out
they
a
don't
are
loan.
be.
normal, and
Don't think
normal is
normal.
broke.
You get so you look at don't be normal. Normal's bad. Being normal American is broke and dumb American. I mean that's
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what he
But
says.
Dave-
Normal is dumb and
Normal is
stupid.
broke. Yeah, he's like,
Dumb and-
Normal
yeah.
is broke. Yeah, normal is broke and dumb and stupid. I mean, don't be normal. That's the main
Mhm.
thing you can get. Don't be normal. Don't be like everybody else in America.
there's a
You'll
reason
have
why.
friends that look at you and be like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this? I have this and that." Be like, just know in the future, you'll be way better off than them.
The people who go out to the bars every weekend or go out to restaurants, oh my gosh, all they do is stay at home and they never do anything.
I was looking up podcast episode or thing on YouTube. I was like Dave Ramsey stuff. And a video popped up and he goes, "Dave Ramsey ruined our life." I'm like, "Oh Lord, it's somebody." And I clicked on the video and they're like, "You might not really realize this, but Dave Ramsey did ruin our lives, but for a little while. Then he helped us because they went through their house and sold a ton of stuff to get their debts paid off."
Mhm.
I mean, and people were like their friends. They were losing friends because they weren't hanging out. They weren't going to dinner out with their friends anymore. They weren't going on like weekly drink nights. They were trying to become stable, and they lost friends because of it, and their life went bad. But after they felt amazing. They had everything paid off. They had freedom.
Yeah.
I mean, and they got new friends that are like you should rather be around with. I mean, don't be around friends that like
Do bad habits.
have bad habits. Be around people that have good habits. Be around people that want to be like you. Therefore, it's easier to be different. It's easier to save money.
Surround yourself with people who have the same aspirations as you, obviously.
And there's probably people out there thinking that you can't get mortgages with no credit score. Yes, you can. It's called manual
you
underwriting.
can't get an apartment with no credit score. And
the only thing that'll change it is you just have to have a higher down payment, or you have to show some receipts of what stuff you paid off. I mean, you what happens is you get a credit score of nothing. There's nothing. It's zero. You don't have a bad credit score, banks will see that. I mean, you just show them that, hey, I bought this and this. I'm reliable. I will pay stuff. I mean, and banks will be like, okay, you'll just have to have a higher down payment. Or like renters, they'll be like, okay, you have a credit score of zero. The only thing that will happen, you'll just have to have more money put down. Like, because when you rent something, you have to have, you always have to put money down in case, and then if nothing bad happens and you go to leave, you can take that money back.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it's called.
I can't remember what it's called, but you'll just have to have a higher amount of that. I mean, I don't know what to really say. Just if you go with these ideas, you're guaranteed to be a millionaire.
And obviously, we're just breaking the surface. There's so much more.
There's so much more. You got to learn from Dave Ramsey. Listen to his podcast. They will help tremendously.
I'm trying to think of what his saying is. Like, doing this, it's like 80%.
Be like no one else.
I don't know. It's a percentage.
No,
it's like 80%
knowledge.
No, it's 20% knowledge, 80%.
Yeah, 20% knowledge,
execution.
80%
execution. It's something around.
It's a different word. Yeah, I'm trying to think of it.
Discipline.
Discipline. Yeah, it's like discipline. It's like 80% discipline, 20% knowledge.
Yeah,
that's all it is. That just shows you that if you want this done, you could be a smart person and think you know everything about finances and all that. And when it comes to doing this, you fail. Or you could be someone who's not the brightest, and you could succeed at this because are like one of those that are determined.
I found it. It's 80% behavior and
Yes,
20%
that's what it is.
knowledge.
Yes, it comes to that. It just comes down to you being determined and being disciplining yourself to where I am going to do this. I'm going to become debt free and not giving into anything.
Don't give
Oh,
in.
new console came out. Oh, 500. Nope. I'm
Save
going to
up.
wait. I'm going to wait. Yeah. Like right now, I am already starting to save up for the next console. Personally with me.
I need to start do that.
I have already started for when I get my next paycheck, I have it marked down that in my thing there is a certain amount of money right there.
Yeah, you figure out how much the console's gonna be, and you save the exact amount that by the time that month comes around, you have the money to do it.
Yes, you look at it to where the console comes out, we're going to say in December. You take how many months are from there, how many weeks until then, and you divide that by how much it cost. Boom, you have how much you need to put in there each time to where when you get your paychecks, your amount comes out to where when that console comes out, you are like, not like, oh, I don't have like $600 for this. Nope, you have money right there. Boom, bang, going straight to the store and getting that baby right there. That's what you got to do. Got to be smart with it.
It's just telling your money what to do.
Mm-hmm. Don't let the money control you.
You control the
You control the money. You control where it goes. So, and don't be okay. Like I'm gonna say right now, like I remember Dave Ramsey talking about this. But you like this? Was this? He was talking about your job. Make sure this job. Make sure you're working at a like. Let's say if it was Kyle. Kyle loves Taco Bell. And he was trying to pay off debt and trying to be smart with his money. His ideal job would not be working at Taco Bell. Because he always have that urge to get Taco Bell. If you like to go, if you're into sports and you love buying sports stuff, Dick's Sporting Goods, don't work at Dick's. Dick's Sporting Goods is not the ideal place for you. You love shoes, do not work at a shoe store. It just comes down to, don't work in a place where you have a sudden urge to buy stuff from there. Yeah. It's going to tempt you because that is going to be the one thing that will halt you is you giving into that. Take away stuff that's going to like you like to shop online, delete any type of like shopping app on your phone and only get on it when you have to order something because you need it. Like don't you're on break, don't just start scrolling through looking at, oh, I could buy that. No, eliminate the stuff that's going to cause you to be one step further away from completing this goal. It just comes down to you being determined to get this goal of you being debt-free and being a millionaire one day. And like I said before, this is something that does not happen overnight. This is something that takes years and years.
Hard work.
It's not a destination. It's not a destination. It's a way of life, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I straight up stole that from the track and field, the Be Fit thing. It's like fit is not a destination. It's a way of life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's essentially it's the same message with this. It's like obviously it's not
a millionaire. It's a way of life. I mean, everybody can become a millionaire in the United States. Anybody and everybody.
It's just you being determined and
it's just you doing the right things, doing the correct things. And, well, Kyle, we're probably almost at.
Yeah, I want to say one more thing here.
We are at an hour and 3 minutes. I haven't been.
I have one more thing before we end it out. Before we end out, guys, your parents, looking at them. My parents right now with me with this debt. I have talked to them about me. I'm like, I want to get rid of this debt. I want to get rid of it. Mom's like, why? No, you're fine. You pay it off. You have a good paying job. You don't have to worry about that. I'm like, no, I want to pay it off. I want to get rid of this. I want to get rid of this $250 a month. When it comes to with listening to what we've just told you and your parents,
my parents don't think I should do the same thing. I'm like,
yeah,
you're gonna have a hard life. But there's people out there that do it. I mean, Dave Ramsey doesn't teach us stuff. There's people out there that do these things. They complete these things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's because that's normal. Normal is having loans, having
Having debt.
Having
having debt,
cars, like
having
new
car loans.
cars,
I mean,
and
my mom was like, "Well, I don't want to be driving a piece of shit my whole life." You drive a piece of shit for probably 20 years of your life, and then you get smart enough where
and
you
who
save enough
cares?
money. You
The
say, yeah, who cares if it gets you from A to B? I mean, whoop-de-doo. Who
It gets you
cares what
to and from
people?
work, yeah.
I mean, it'll get to the point
That's
where
the
you have
problem
enough money
nowadays.
saved up, you make enough money, and you save enough money that you can look at a brand new vehicle and you'd be like, I can buy that. You go in, you put cash down, have no loan, you drive off the lot, and there people will be like, how much you own on that vehicle? I think you just
0.
bought it. You go, 0. I paid it off in cash. They're like, you paid it in cash, but you're this old. I was smart with my money. You tell them that, and
Yeah.
you would feel so much more credibility. You're like, I paid cash for this. You have a loan on that vehicle. I drive the same vehicle as you, and I have mine paid off. Boomity bam. I mean,
Yeah.
it just feels awesome.
that, and if you obviously if you're around people that are gonna like, if you really care about it that much about what other people think, if you're hanging around and all your friends and stuff really care about what car you drive or are going to judge you on what car you drive or
They're
what
not good
things,
friends.
there you shouldn't surround yourself with those people. Obviously,
Nope.
we don't care what each other drives. Like, we don't even
Nope.
fucking care at all. It doesn't matter who drives what. We all have the same goals and aspirations somewhat, obviously not every detail, but like when it comes to finances we do, so we understand people aren't going to have always
These
nice
next 20 years, these next 15 to 20 years will be the hardest years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're gonna have to
The
make
hardest
sacrifice,
work, you're going to have to sacrifice
things, but in the end, when like you're like you'll have a kid like you have your son is turning 16. He's like, I need a car, and you're like, okay, you can buy him a nice car or nice vehicle. Like, I mean, it'll just be insane, and you'll be like, wow, I don't have to be like other parents and worry about having to get a vehicle. You can just go out and buy him a vehicle. Like what Dave Ramsey did. He said, or I don't know if it was Dave Ramsey or someone on this podcast, or yeah, but he said that however much money you raise, I will double, so you can buy a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So however much money your kids raise or save up, you can double it for them.
I think he matched.
That teaches them good habits. That
matched
teaches
it.
them. Yeah, he matches it. I mean, that teaches them good saving habits. That teaches them if I keep saving money, it gets them the saving mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So just work hard. People will tell you that's the wrong way, but
Don't
that's
listen.
like just don't listen. Don't be normal.
You know it's right. You've seen it.
You know
You've
what's
seen
right.
it work. You know it'll work. You know it's tried and true. It's not some like fairy tale that may or may not come true. It will happen. It just takes time.
Time and dedication.
Exactly.
Well, Cody, you want to wrap this up?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I will. Well, guys, thank you for listening to our financial podcast where we talked about finances. And we talked about a lot about Dave Ramsey. So once again, guys, if you guys want to look into
Check him
any of the
out.
things that we
We'll have them
discussed
in the
in this
description.
episode, click the top link in the description below. It'll take you to Dave Ramsey's website, where he will have everything about finances and about you getting started into getting rid of your debt and going on to living a smarter and better life with your money.
If you guys
for
want
watching
another,
this.
oh, you go ahead. You have anything? Can I say something real quick, Cody?
I'll let you say anything before I do that last part.
Okay. So if you guys really like this podcast, let us know. I don't know if anybody makes it this far. Hopefully you do, but say something in the description or like the video. And if you want another one, we can definitely do another one and maybe dig a little deeper. We kind of just covered the surface.
We only
dig
scraped
deeper.
the surface.
We can dig deeper and teach you like we can look up some mutual funds before, and we can do some stuff like that. But just let us know. Now, Cody, you can wrap us up.
Like Connor said, if you guys enjoyed, please be sure to smash that like button. Subscribe if you guys are new. And click that notification button so you get a notification every time we do post an episode, which is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. If you guys are looking for us when we're going to upload our next video, it's one of those 3 days. The time varies right now. We haven't got a full one like that done. But anyways, guys, we'll see you guys in the next podcast. Hope you guys have a good one. Peace out.
See you guys.